Now that you've received the results from the Strengths Quest assessment through the email, there's a couple of things we want you to do with that information for this course. Now, this will help you out as you prepare to come to Greenville in the fall, but this will also be good information for you throughout your career here at Greenville. So in order to do this, we want you to access your ePortfolio. Now, you should be at learning.greenville.edu, and you're going to select ePortfolio. Once you look at that, I want you to go here to the right next to ePortfolio, and select My Items. And at this point, I want you to add, and you're going to add a new reflection. And you can entitle the reflection in some way that reminds you that you're recording your 5 talents from the Strengths Quest and a brief description of each. So I'm just going to entitle mine my 5 top themes. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the Strengths Quest page. Again, that is strengthsquest.com. Once you go to this page, you can sign in. And hopefully you remembered the username and password that you created when you took the assessment. If you don't, you can always go to the Account Assistance page and they will help you log in again. But here's my username, my password, and I'm going to sign in. Once I come to this page, then here's my name and my 5 top themes. Now I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to go to the Strengths Insight and Action Planning Guide. I'm going to download this and the report will come up. Now you can do a couple things with this. This is a PDF file. You can print this off and just access it that way, or you can use it just by looking at the screen. So what I'm going to do is going to scroll down and it's going to list my 5 top themes, and that gives you a description of what's in the guide. And so here's my first one, includer, and the shared theme description. People who are especially talented in the includer theme are accepting of others. They show awareness of those who feel left out and make an effort to include them. Now, this tries to give me a personalized insight into my strength, and so what makes me stand out? It says it's very likely that you work with much more intensity in the evening. This awareness probably allows you to increase your productivity, improve the quality of your outcomes, enhance your efficiency, and better manage your priorities. By nature, you find something likable in just about every person you meet. You intentionally surround yourself with a wide array of people. Usually they represent different background, interests, cultures, or economic levels, and you can go on to read that. Now you read this whole thing and you say, this is kind of a general description. What describes me the best? Now the first sentence is very likely that you work with much more intensity in the evening is not true. I've tended to become more of a morning person, so I said, well, that doesn't really apply to me. But as I look at that is, by nature, you find something likable in just about every person you meet. I intentionally surround myself with a wide array of people. Yes, that describes me. You contend there's always room for one more person at the meeting, in a group, on a trip, or at a meal. So I look at those 3 sentences and say, yeah, those are pretty descriptive of how includer works in my life. So I'm going to go back to the reflection, then type it includer, and then I'm going to pull from the Strengths Insight those sentences that describe me. So by nature, I find something likable in about every person I meet. Let's see what else I decided on there. You contend there's always room for one more person. And I'll look back at it again. I surround myself with a wide array of people. Okay, those 3 are probably the best, and so now I'm going to do woo, which is next. And again, I'm going to go back to the report, And it describes Woo. Again, people who are especially talented in Woo theme love the challenge of meeting new people and winning them over. They derive satisfaction from breaking the ice and making connection with another person. So what makes me stand out? Instinctively, you occasionally feel a surge of energy when you start talking with newcomers. Sometimes you generate such enthusiasm that they participate in activities, join teams, and register for classes or interview for jobs. It's very likely that you sometimes start chatting with newcomers and or strangers. You might make a game out of getting them to tell you about themselves. Perhaps you notice something the person says or does that you can compliment. So again, you read those and say, okay, of all those things that are used to describe Woo, which are the ones that are pertinent to me? So I feel a surge of energy when I start talking to newcomers. So I'm going to include that. So I'm going to go back to the report again and see what else. Perhaps you notice something the person says or does that you can compliment. And so you'll do this with each one of your themes to include the descriptions from that page that you say resonate with how that theme works in your life. Now at this point, once you get done, you're going to save and close this reflection. Okay. So I have that, so it lists it there. Now I'm going to go back to ePortfolio to create a new reflection. And so I go to my items again, and then I'm going to go to add, I'm going to go to reflection, and then I'm going to say, this one is about the action items. How am I going to put my themes into practice once I come to school? So I'm going to say my action items for my themes. So now I'm going to go back to that same page again, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. And so this is after all 5. And then here, ideas for actions for includer. Consider roles in which you can take responsibility for representing voices that are not usually heard. Look for opportunities to bring people together people of diverse cultures and backgrounds. Help those who are new to an organization or group to get to know other people. As an anti-elitist, you may clash with those who feel they have earned the right to perks and power. Rather than disputing their claim, use your includer insights to help everyone find common ground and value in their contributions. Choose roles in which you are continuously working and interacting with people. So I look at those and say, okay, what are the things, or how can I use this when I arrive at Greenville in the fall? So that one, choose roles in which I'm continuously working and interacting with people. I think I can do that. So I'm going to say includer. So there may be more than one action item that you want to do, and I look at these and think, what else do I want to do? Help those who are new to an organization or group to get to know other people. Even though I will be new in the fall, I say, well, I can do that as well. So I can say, so I will list those action items that I think relate to me. Then I'll go to Woo and do the same thing again. I'll go back to the page. And now the action item for Woo, choose a job in which you can interact with many people over the course of the day. Deliberately build the network of people you know. Join local organizations, volunteer for committees, and find out how to get on the social list of influential people where you live. Now again, look at all those. And so the first one, choose a job in which you can interact with many people over the course of the day. Then that will guide me Now, I may not have much choice here, but when I start looking for a campus job or a job within the community, I may want to think about, since I have Woo, I don't want to be in a job where I'm stuck in a place just working by myself. I want to be in a place where I can interact with people. So that may be in food service, that may be in sales, whatever it may be, but I'm going to use that as an action item. And then I'm going to go back to the page again to find another one. So join a local organization, volunteer for committees. Okay, that would be another thing that would work well with my Woo. So I'm going to do this for each one of my 5 themes. Again, look for 2 or 3 action items you can take. So when you come here and say, how can I make the best use of these themes in my life? Now, the reason we're asking you to reflect upon this and put these things down is the more that you use your themes in your life, the more skill and knowledge you add to them, the more effective they become in your life, and the more engaged you become in what you're doing. So these 2 things, recording your strengths and their brief description, and then the action items are the assignments or the 2 reflections that you need to do. And then once you're done, you just press save and close. And then you are finished. If you have questions, you can let us know. But again, this is your portion of this assignment. Thanks for listening.